I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.
All right, what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. I'm Fu.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Main One, and we're unplugged for the weekend review. So, welcome back, guys. Another Saturday. We're gonna do another week recap. What's going on? I know what everybody want to talk about, so we just gonna start there. We ain't going no further before we start there.
So we're not gonna do the what we got going on individually. We're just gonna jump right on into it, huh?
We say that for Mondays. We jumping right into it.
Did you see it, Fu?
Nope.
Oh, well then we can't do it.
We can touch on it a little bit.
Yeah, touch on it. The thing about it is, because of the way we have the show set for Monday,
yeah,
we can really go into it Monday. This is just to kind of get people prepared because Danny, she's probably gonna be here within the next hour. So I'm actually gonna see it tonight.
Oh, okay.
Now, what's funny is I just saw somebody I graduated from high school with, and she posted, "I don't care what nobody say. I like Coming to America." So then my homeboy who we graduated with us also, he said, "You can't watch it." Hold up. I'm gonna read exactly what he said.
You'll quote him right now. He
said, if you go into it thinking about the original, you setting yourself up for failure. Period.
Yes.
So I can go with that. It's just, I think that when you got somebody like me, I'm very critical. I also have high expectations for shit, and I pay attention to everything. So for me personally, I already know where my mind is going to be with it. I know that everybody's not like that, and some people may just want to laugh, which is cool. But the problem is also, it's like when you set the bar so high. If you set the bar so high, it's like, damn, what else do you expect? The only times that we've had situations like that with sequels, then the first movies was good as hell, was like a Bad Boys. Bad Boys 2 wasn't bad at all. Fast and the Furious wasn't bad, but once again, we talk about a comedy. I think that's the difference too. Movies, the action is different. You could have some action. We talk about a comedy. Maybe y'all could fill me in and say something. I can't think of a comedy per se when you start talking about sequels and it was on the same level or better.
Well, I would say 48. I mean, not 48. Beverly Hills Cop.
That really wasn't a comedy.
It was an action comedy.
Yeah, it was an action. It was I mean,
it had comedic, tones to it, but I think it was just an action film.
Okay, all right.
I mean, to me, I don't know. I never looked at it like a comedy.
Like when you look, okay, think about a movie like Friday.
Right, now that's a comedy, and yeah.
The second Friday was good because they brought in Day, but it's not touching. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like
not touching the first one.
Exactly. Okay. So it was like, okay, it wasn't as classic, but it still was funny.
Daddy's Home.
Now what now?
With Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. Y'all ain't never seen that?
Nope.
Oh, bro, y'all got funny. Yes.
I was like, what? What's that? No, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying.
For me,
yeah, I mean, I went into it. I mean, you also got to think about this. We're talking about a sequel that was done 30 years later. Mm-hmm. So of course there's going to be a high, people are going to set the bar high anyway. I mean, that first one just turned out to be, it was a movement. It was a cultural movement for us. And it was interesting because I was watching the interview that Jimmy Kimmel did with Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy. And Eddie Murphy touched on the fact that that the first Coming to America was the first all-Black cast that was nationally received. I think I mentioned that to y'all yesterday. And the crazy thing about it, he said during that time, he said it was like in the 80s, he said Paramount actually made them, cast a white actor because they didn't want it to be all black. So that's why you have the guy, and I forget his name, he's a comic, the guy that worked at McDowell's at the counter, the white guy, and he was the only one that was in. This one just had, you had the, I don't want to tell it because I know you haven't seen it, but it had a few more, white people in it, which was all well and good, but it was still very much us. I enjoyed it from beginning to the end. I cried a few times. It was just good. I think for the most part, I was emotional about it because I was so looking forward to it, and it didn't let me down. It did not let me down.
I didn't get the crying part. I didn't see a scene in there where it was like maybe you want to tear up. And I ain't one of these dudes who I ain't afraid to tear up on a movie or a TV show. I will do. Hey, bro, I still cried the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the episode with his daddy, every time.
Get everybody.
I cry every time. But I ain't see nothing in there to make me feel that way.
It was in the first scenes of it with the dad, with the his dad is when it started for me. Yeah, that ceremony, that was just, it was so well put together.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Overall, I enjoyed it. After we talked yesterday, I took to Facebook just to ask some of my friends, like, have you guys seen it and what y'all think? Because, I really was hearing mixed reviews and I was just curious to know. And, a lot of people pretty much was saying what y'all was saying yesterday. Well, what you were saying yesterday, Jermaine, with it being, meh.
Yeah.
Same thing. Donnie said he watched it because Donnie had like a watch party. Donnie got like the movie seats and shit in his spot. The shit crazy. Yeah. So he had some people over and he was like, "Fool, I'm disappointed, yo." He's like, "I know for a fact you're not gonna like it." And then when I brought up the mannerisms and the way he do shit now, it's like it's predictable. Well, how he gonna move? He was like, "Fool, you are spot on what you saying." So, I don't know, but the other crazy thing about it is everybody's still gonna watch it. So it's not like it's gonna be a matter of a person gonna say, "Well, it was corny," and people are like, "Well, if you said it's corny, I ain't gonna watch it." Everybody wants to watch it to see it to them. So for me, if Coming to America comes on, the original, I'm gonna watch it. I know most of the lines. I'm gonna be bugging the fuck out. Like I can watch Coming to America over and over again. I just know with this one, it won't be like that. I would have to be bored as hell. Nothing's gonna have to be on, and I'll watch. Wow. That's gonna be, and I know it's gonna be like that for me.
I watched it twice yesterday, and I'm gonna watch it again tonight. I am. I mean, I'm just. It was good. It was just good. I feel like I was talking to a friend of mine on Facebook, and Mike was saying, they could have developed the storyline a little bit more. Like it was moving kind of fast. I do agree to that. It was moving it was shifting, but I think that has more to do with the fact that, and I think I mentioned this yesterday, when you have a movie that's set for TV, and then your movies that's set for the theaters. Theaters, progressively can be as long as they want them to be. It's no big deal. But when you're putting something, and this is just my own theory, I don't know if this is true or not, but when you put stuff on TV, when it's made for TV, it's going to be, it's relatively shorter, I think. But I enjoyed it, and I'm so with you, Jermaine. You said this yesterday, and I'm after watching it the second time, I think that they are setting it up for a 3 or something. There's something else that's going to happen. I think so. Yeah. But I enjoyed it, and I'm going to watch it again today.
Okay. All right.
You only saying you're going to watch it like that because the shit is free. You wouldn't be paying for that. You wouldn't pay for that shit 3 times.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
You would go to the movies to see it 3 times?
How many times did you see Black Panther? Because I know I went to the movies at least 6.
I only seen it 1 time.
Oh, Jesus. I went to the movies at least 6 times to see Black Panther.
And I'm a Marvel fan, and I don't go to the movies to see nothing more. The only movie I've ever gone to see more than once was Menace to Society, and that was only because it was a dollar movie.
Yeah, I'm a big I mean, it'd be like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, if it's something that I really do like, yeah, I'll go and see stuff more than once. Transformers, I'm a big fan of Transformers. I went to the movies to see, see them over and over. So is, what's the other one about mutants? That's another one of my favorites.
Oh,
I mean,
X-Men.
X-Men is always a more than one trip sort of movie for me. So yeah, I would especially go and see Coming to America 2 if they brought it to the theaters like now. If they do it like, oh, we're going to show it in theaters, just to have that whole, the big screen and the sound and just the whole,
You know me, I pay for it one time, and then my New York roots hit me, and then I'm bootlegging straight from there.
Oh man, we're gonna do it like that. We're gonna do it like that, though.
Yeah,
that's all that kind of held them back, I think, because with a movie like this and the anticipation for it, because of what's going on, it's cool that people were able to watch it at home.
Absolutely.
But they missed out on the spectacle of the movie theater and the premiere and everything like that, like with Black Panther. But to be honest with you, it probably worked out better that it's like this, because with the mixed reviews you're gonna get, you didn't want people going to the movie theater and saying the shit was corny. You ain't want that shit. It's a difference if people at home. But if you got that backlash from people actually going to the theater, nah. It's a big difference. And I think it probably worked out better because of it like that.
I don't know. Maybe I got a feeling that they actually may put this in the theater, because I kind of feel like there were some deleted scenes that we didn't see, and I'm almost sure of that, because in the end, you know how they do like bloopers and the different little cuts. You could see that in some of the bloopers, those scenes weren't in the actual film.
Yo, somebody said, how the fuck they go to the same barbershop? It's 30 years later. This motherfucker should be dead.
Yeah, because they were old as fuck
30 years later.
ago. Yeah.
You know what though?
Yeah.
Were they gray? Because I know what, I didn't watch.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Basically, that was a true statement, especially the old Jewish dude. He's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, definitely.
He had to be like 50 something on the first one.
If not, no, he was old. He was older than that.
He was older than that. Oh yeah, because he was talking. They were talking about
maybe 60,
Rocky
and now they're in their that will put them in their 90s or whatever.
Exactly.
Dead. They should be dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna Yeah.
Actually, not still cutting no hair.
Hell no, them motherfuckers would be like this.
Hey, and he was cutting the mean fade too, not the tell the group, but my
steady
man,
hand and everything. Well, that hand was super steady. I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't it be shaking just a little?
But
Monday we're definitely going to it, and it's all good, because that's something that everybody is talking about. Because you got the premiere of Coming to America 2, and you got the All-Star game. Now the funny thing about it is, I'll go ahead and I'll watch Coming to America 2. I ain't watching no motherfucking All-Star game.
The All-Star game this weekend?
Is it?
Oh wow! I ain't seen no advertisement for it or nothing.
I haven't either.
Because that's the thing. It's like, and because of the way things have changed, if you notice, it's like they aren't doing things the way that they used to. Plus, you got to also think about it, because of they don't want all the groups to be together and everything like that. They didn't really want to promote it, because you don't want a bunch of people rushing to Atlanta.
True.
So even though, because they was LeBron and them was bitching about it, because they weren't supposed to have an All-Star game from what I was told, and he was bitching, saying they shouldn't have did it and everything like that. Now, Jermaine, you remember Calvin, right?
Yeah,
Calvin's here.
Talking about from Chicago, right?
He's here. He's here for the All-Star game. So he can come down here. He can come down here and act a damn fool. So he's in town, and I already know he's a party type of cat. So if he's here, ain't no telling who in town. And once again, remember what I told y'all about next week. Next week, I'm going to that event. So it could be some people that's gonna chill for the week. I don't know. I'm confident that next week gonna be good as hell, yo.
Yeah, see, that's why I was thinking next weekend was the All-Star game. I figured that's why Envy and them planned it for that Saturday, because everybody's gonna be down there.
They were supposed to have it this weekend. They pushed it back because of the All-Star game. And I think they originally had it set for this, but remember, they, like I said, they put the All-Star game late. They changed it. They added it late, so they ended up changing to adjust to it.
Okay, all right,
that's all good. So we're gonna transition a little bit, and we about to make probably a lot of people mad because most of the people that watch the show, we understand where you stand politically. But I want everybody to check this video out real quick. This is the first one. We gonna play.
Pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people next week when we win these races in Georgia and get economic relief directly into the bank accounts of the American people who are suffering right now.
By electing John and the Reverend, you can make an immediate difference in your own lives, the lives of the people all across this country, because their election will put an end to the block in Washington on that $2,000 stimulus check. That money that will go out the door immediately. Tell people who are in real trouble.
It looked like it froze.
Wait a minute.
We will be able to pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people next week when we win these races in Georgia and get economic relief.
Okay. So the reason why we played that is because, remember, the Democrats ran on people getting 2 G's. Straight up. They didn't say 1,400. They ain't say 1,200. They constantly pushed 2,000. And this is my feeling. My feeling is if you're going to call one person out on their bullshit, you call everybody out on their bullshit. So while 45 was in office, everybody was so emotional. They quit to justify shit and saying what he's doing wrong and all this other shit. Okay. If the man promised $2,000, if the whole party promised $2,000, if 2 senators ran on that, why are people not bitching about getting the other 600? Now, here's the funny thing. When I said this on a post the other day, somebody said, well, we got the other 600 before. We got the 600. That's how it could equal up to 2,000. No, you don't. If you distancing yourself from the last administration, how you gonna connect to that motherfucking $600? Stop the bullshit. Fuck that. No, you don't justify it. You call them on their bullshit. That's the way I feel.
That's a very good assessment. Very good assessment. And that's how they won those 2 races. In my opinion, that's how they won those races in Georgia. Because the last leg of their campaign, that's what they were going. And you even had people who were going that were on the campaign, I guess part of their campaigns, going door to door, telling people, hey, as soon as they get in these seats, y'all going to have them $2,000 checks immediately the next day. Because Joe Biden said the next day, which, I mean, we knew that was some bull crap. But, you know, but they said immediately they said $2,000, $2,000. So, and one of the guys came out and said he feel like he lied to the people by, you know, because he was putting his name behind it, telling them that. And he said he feel like he lied because now they're not getting the $2,000 check. They're getting $1,400 checks.
Well, I kind of feel like this. You know, did we have $1,400 before? Yes or no? These are yes or no questions. Did we have a $1,400 from the government as promised before?
Well, I mean, I don't think that's a yes or no question because you have to put yourself in a position for somebody who hasn't had. We're talking about most of the people who haven't had a check. Some of these people haven't had a check. They haven't been able to pay their rent. They haven't been able to do nothing. So we can't just simplify it and say, oh, you ain't had $1,400 before, but it was like, yo, if I'm expecting these $2,000 and I'm only getting $1,400, that ain't, and I put my vote out there for you to get it. That's not right. And everybody will say, well, you know, this politics. That's bullshit. We got to stop using that. It's politics bullshit. But I just feel like I am not hating on the amount, and this is not me rationalizing politics. I'm just saying I'm happy at the fact that they're doing something immediate as soon as he's in office. You know, has it been 30 days? It's been 30 days, right?
that he's been in office. It's been over 30 days.
Yeah.
So I just like the fact that they're pushing something forward. Something is happening. Something is better than 6 months ago, or I should say about 8 months ago, when they were trying to get the $600 out to people.
But they got but if I'm not mistaken, there wasn't the other one 1,200?
The first one was 12.
First one was 12. Okay. The second one was 600.
It took them forever with the second one. So I would rather have, it progressively moving forward than to have it sitting in the House or sitting on somebody's desk, waiting for the Democrats to get their thing together, waiting for the Republicans to get their thing together. I mean, I think that at first they were saying, was it like September or August when we were supposed to get the second stimulus?
But you gotta see, here's the thing.
Then look when it came.
But you're bringing up the second stimulus. Let's talk about the first one. Forget the other $600.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, people got it. So there was no problems. People got that. This what I'm saying.
It took them a while to get, but it did take them a while to get to that. I'm talking about the second stimulus as far as the time that it took for them to move it along.
But what I'm saying is, we have to conceptualize it in the fact of, okay, there were people who got 1,200. Then there were people who got 600. The point is, they said the amount you were going to get, and you got it. 1,200, you got it. 600, you got it. They ran on 2,000. Where is it? That's the problem. So that what I'm saying, I don't care about the time. It is what it is, because to be honest with you, I don't expect to get shit.
So it's the amount that bugs you.
It's the fact that motherfuckers went off their word. You can't sit there on the campaign trail and push $2,000, $2 Gs, and then it turns into 1,400. No, because go ahead.
And we got to stop using this, because it's always bipartisan when it's for the rich, but it's partisan when it's for the people. That's the issue, because this bill right here sat in Congress and the Senate. They going back and forth. They trying to means test it. They trying to say, well, if you make this amount, should you get this?
That's my point.
This amount, you should get this. And when other countries have been giving their people money every single
entire time. That's my biggest thing.
And not missing a beat with everything else in their country's structural thing. It's not missing a beat with nothing. It's not causing any problems. It's not causing deficits and none of this stuff. They're giving this money to the not to American people, to their people, to stay their fucking ass home, basically. Stay your ass home so we can damn calm this damn shit down. Now, just imagine if we did that. $2,000 every month. Stay your ass home. Don't go to work so we can damn calm down this quote unquote pandemic or whatever. Would that have shrunk the deaths? Perhaps.
I'm willing to bet, and this is where, to me, it kind of shows the quote unquote leadership in this country, and that's why I hate when people be bitching about shit. If they would have did that, if people would have been getting money every month, more people would have been more compliant, because now it's showing that allegedly they care. When you lying and you're not helping people the way that you know that you can, you are gonna have people that's gonna be like me, that's gonna say, fuck you, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Fuck you and that mask. Fuck you and that poison shot. Fuck you and the test. All that shit. Now, mind you, it's the thing. I'm gonna say that regardless. I don't give a fuck what you're not gonna shut me up because you're gonna give me some motherfucking money. Get the hell out of here. All the money that's been stolen? No. But when you start talking about compliance and everything like that, more people would have been cool with that if they would have done it, because it would have shown the possible compassion that they have. This country shows you exactly who they are. And it never fails. It doesn't matter who's in office. It does not matter. It doesn't change.
Hey, see if that second video will play. See if that second one will play, because this is the next part of this stimulus.
Long past time. We have a $15 federal minimum wage.
It ain't gonna play, right?
Long past time. We pass a national $15
I think that's
an hour.
I think that's more on my. It's probably more on my part.
Okay. So just
long past time that there's a minimum wage of $15
Let me
an hour.
delete the other one.
Past time to be a $15 federal minimum wage.
$15.
Damn.
What happened to Jermaine?
I removed the video. He coming back. I already know he coming back. He coming back.
Sure.
Yeah,
no, I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think people should also be using common sense. You know what I mean? It's just so much that you can look to politicians for after a while.
Nah, but see, that's the thing. Jermaine, go ahead and cue it up again. My bad. Cue up the $15 minimum wage, the minimum wage thing.
we ain't gotta cue it up. I can talk about this there.
No. We gotta remember who we dealing with. We dealing with people, they gotta see shit.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is I'm a firm believer of don't be so quick to call one person out on their bullshit and not the other person. That's my biggest. Do that shit universal and I'm good. But people were so in their feelings about 45, they tend to forget that the other side do the same shit, if not worse. But what they do is they do it so you feel comfortable and you're like, oh, that's all right. No, fuck that shit.
Long past time we have a $15 federal minimum wage.
Long past time we pass a national $15 an hour minimum wage.
I think it's long past time that there's a minimum wage of $15 an hour.
It's long past time to be
Check
a
the timestamps, too.
federal minimum wage.
Yeah.
$15 minimum wage. $15 minimum wage. And $15 million or $15,000.
Yeah, give me 15 million an hour.
The national
I'm about
minimum
that
wage
life.
should be $15.
$15 an hour. $15 an hour.
$15 an hour. What are we arguing about a $15 minimum wage for?
$15 an hour.
$15 should be a minimum wage, period.
$15 an hour. $15 an hour.
$15 an hour?
$15 an hour.
I do support a $15 minimum wage. A $15 minimum wage. A $15 minimum wage?
$15 minimum wage.
Why is it even a question?
One of the fights that I've been waging for a number of years now. Since my first day in Congress, I have been fighting to raise the minimum wage. $4.25 to $5.50 an hour. $5.15 to $7.25 an hour.
$7.25 an hour. It's not even enough to make it above the poverty level.
It's been 10 years.
In the coming weeks, I will issue
You've
an
given
executive
much
order with
space
at
in
least
that
$10.10 an hour.
At least $10.10 an hour. I personally would go higher than that. 4 years ago, I was told raising the minimum wage too radical. Oh my God.
I supported those on the front lines of the fight for. It happens to be true.
Oh, you want to more than double it. And what are you smoking? And marijuana was not legal at that time.
Going from 7.25 to 12 is a huge difference.
Minimum wage not been raised by Congress since 2007. 12 is not good enough. We need $15. Is that something, Joe, that you are supportive of?
Bernie, I am extremely supportive of it.
Did you, of course, support a $15 federal minimum wage?
I do. It's well past time. The minimum wage nationally be a minimum of $15. It's well past.
It's long overdue time. The minimum wage in America is $15 an hour.
$15 an hour.
I'll take $15,000
Minimum
an
wage is
hour.
a
A
minimum.
minimum wage of $15.
People tell me that's going to be hard to pass. Florida just passed it.
Our recovery plan also calls for at least $15 an hour.
And I'm an advocate for it. I was actually marching with folks in Vegas.
I worked in McDonald's.
Those on the front lines of the fight for.
I did the French fries and I did the ice cream.
You also want to raise the minimum wage to $15.
Well, apparently that's not going to occur.
So you're saying the minimum wage won't be in this
My
record?
guess is it will not be in it. But
Vice President Kamala Harris, she could overrule the parliamentarian.
We'll let the process play out.
We're going to pass a national $15 an hour minimum wage. You all think I'm kidding, don't you?
Yes. Yes, we do. Now,
So is this something that they can single-handedly do?
yes, they can, and the reason why they can, they brought it to a vote, and you had
Because I know we're 50-50 in the Senate now, right?
And guess who's the tiebreaker?
Kamala.
And guess what she didn't do? Push for $15. But you saw on that video, she said, "I'm for a $15 minimum wage," and she did not push because she could have vetoed. So they had this parliamentarian person that voted against it, but it was just a recommendation. She could have went and said, no, we need to push that along. They could have stopped this bill. Now,
Why didn't she?
Because they don't want $15 minimum wage. That's why. It's good to say. And then, like I said, and like I tell everybody all the time, it's in ways of Democrat and Republican, because that's not how they think. They don't think in Democratic and Republican. Only the people do. Only the masses do. You're a Democrat or you're a Republican. They don't think that way. You got 8 Democrats that voted against the minimum wage. Let's see. I just made a post. The 8 Democrats who voted no on the minimum wage have a combined net worth of $40 million.
Wow.
Are y'all awake yet?
What? Okay, so of those 8 people, what states do they represent?
Let's see.
Because from what I understand, the reason why a lot of people are against the $15 an hour is because of like their states. They're like, they see it as, it would drive a lot of people out of business.
And
because
that's bullshit.
Poor states. There you go.
That's the excuse. But guess what? Most of the small businesses gone out of business anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That can even employ more than 5 or 6 people. They're going out of business anyway. So we got, of course, Joe Manchin, West Virginia.
Okay.
Sinema, who's in Arizona. Sheen, New Hampshire. Got 2
states. You could just say the states. It's fine.
Montana, Delaware, Maine. Those are the 8.
So Joe Biden's home state of all.
Wow.
So his home state. But see, here's the thing with that, and this is something that people need to definitely address. And I hope that Jermaine can cue that video up. I hope he can, because it's probably gonna be hard if he can't, because I sent it through the messenger.
Oh,
we live in a country where the people want certain shit, and their representative is supposed to back them up in politics to make sure that it goes through. But what they do is they push what the lobbyists want, not what the people want. That's the shit that needs to change. That's the shit that's frustrating.
Yeah, that is definitely a problem.
Until that changes, it's always going to be a problem. But too many people pacify it. No, stop pacifying that shit. Because to me, it proves we don't live in a goddamn democratic country. We live in a country where the powers that be do whatever the fuck they want. And the sad part about it is when the little guy does something, we get put on blast for everything. But when they do or don't do like they're supposed to, they either get a slap on the wrist or nothing happens. That's the shit that needs to stop.
Yeah, it's always funny to me when people say, they always talk about this democracy, and where they get this democracy from, I have no idea, because it's not in the Constitution. You don't see the word democracy nowhere in the Constitution. And it actually says we live in a republic. So this is not a democracy. No matter how much they want to keep saying we got to uphold democracy, but you can't prove that to me that we live in a democracy. So I don't know so I'm glad that people will get the relief that they need. I'm not sure how much of the minimum wage, the $15, I don't even know how much that would help, because you don't gain wealth through income. Everybody knows you don't gain wealth through income. That's not how it works. So, I mean, I'm sure it will help some people in some states, but But I'm glad everybody, people will be able to, pay some bills and do what they need to do with that $1,400 that they get. So I'm happy they finally passed it. So
yes, and that was my biggest thing. It's like, listen, let's stop with all the back and forth. There's people out here hurting for real.
Yeah, for real.
You got a lot of people who done lost their jobs, and is now with the last stimulus, how they had the deadline for the extra unemployment ending, and even still no jobs, and it's just so much. I mean, I think that, like I was saying to Fu earlier, I think at a certain time, you really have to start using common sense. And I'm not always convinced that that's what they're doing in Congress.
I just people always they ask me why do I bang so hard. It's because why, and I always ask why aren't you upset? Why aren't you? Because the so-called Justice Democrat progressive wing of the Democratic Party are not doing their job. They're not doing what they've been sent there to do. They were sent there to directly go against the corporate establishment Democrats. And every time they come up to a choice, they fold, because all those justice progressive Democrats, they're climbers. They're political climbers. All they want is position. They want fame. They don't want to work for the people.
Yeah.
But not knowing, if you work for the people will keep reelecting you. If you go to bat for them, but all they do, they're Twitter warriors to me, because all of them, they'll send out all these inspiring tweets. Oh, we got to get this passed. We got to get this passed. But when they have a chance to use their leverage and wield their power, they don't do it. And that's frustrating as hell.
Yeah.
And I know it's frustrating as hell for people who voted for them. It has to be frustrating.
No, but what's sad is that you have people, when we do call the Democrats out on their bullshit, the first thing they say is, well, would you rather have Trump in office? And then the other people say, well, you don't say nothing to the Republicans or something, like you don't be talking about the Republicans like that, because we know exactly where they stand. It's a difference if you know exactly where a party stands compared to the party that's supposed to be for you, but the party that's for you shows you they don't give a fuck about you either. They could care less. And until big money is out of politics completely, ain't shit gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change until you have the people that's supposed to be in power getting paid like the people who don't have no power. They ain't gonna do shit, because best believe, if Congress was getting paid $7.25 an hour, I bet they'd be fighting for that motherfucking 15.
I'm sure they would too.
Damn right.
It's crazy. Like, I've always said this. How is it that the Congress and the president has such amazing health insurance? They have amazing health insurance. But the people that voted for them and the people who paid their salary, they don't have insurance. That makes no sense.
Yeah, or they're trying to get along with Obamacare, or they're overpaying through their employers or on their own privately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a hamster wheel. It's a hamster wheel that people keep running around. It's just sad that more people don't get tired of it.
Yeah.
They see it. They truly see it as exercise.
Yeah.
Like, they see that shit as exercise. They're gonna keep running. When you got certain people that want to see the world, I'm gonna get off this hamster wheel so I can go do something else. They don't want to do that. That's where we got to shift. And until we get that shift, unfortunately, nothing's going to change, and people still going to be complaining about the same old bullshit. And you're going to hear the same responses. There's too many people dependent on hope. Hope is dead. Action. Symbolism, fuck symbolism. Action. That's what we want. Want action.
Yeah. I mean,
I would say hope is dead. I think that it's going to take a matter of people really getting serious and educating themselves on the people that they're voting for, and really, holding them to their word. Like, look, this was the campaign you ran on, and this is what you did in office. Please don't come back for my vote. Next. Thanks. Next. Like, really educate themselves on what works for them.
Yeah. But what's sad is, people voted for Biden. A lot of them said, well, once he get in office, we'll be able to push him left. That's not how it works. Because I tell you what, once you done gave me something and I ain't promised you nothing in return, guess what? When you come to me and say, hey, man, yeah, I'm like, hey, well, you know.
Well, now. Yeah. Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I forgot where I heard the story. I could be mixing the story up or something like that. I think it happened in Ohio. There was another shooting that nobody's talking about.
What happened?
Something, I think a dude left, came back and shot two 20-year-old kids. I think one of them died. And the other one is in critical condition or something like that. I think it happened maybe like a week ago. And nobody's talking about it because obviously they don't want publicity to this administration when obviously, like, to me, once again, we have to factor in narrative. That's not something that they're going to promote and push. Like if y'all were to look it up, if you were to look up right now, shooting in Ohio or something like that, white dude kills two black kids or something like that. It's probably going to, I didn't see it. I heard about it on the radio. And it's like people need to understand that they're constantly squashing stories. That is a problem. That to me is a major, major problem. And in hell, you see more stories like that with cats talking about it on TikTok than anything. They're bringing up, they bringing up people's names and stuff like that. And it's like, there's so much of this that goes on that's swept under the rug until somebody famous says something about it and then the world knows about it. That's also very frustrating because once again, they're going to give you what they want to give you. All they want to, I mean, come on, man. They pushing commercials about people getting that damn poison shot in their arm like it ain't nothing. But you don't hear about these types of stories. Come on now. And when I talk about the symbolism and hope type of thing, we move off of that too much. Like Bill Clinton was supposed to be the first black president. But because of a bill, because of the bill he passed, he locked the most black motherfuckers up. He destroyed plenty of black lives. Then when you factor in Obama was supposed to be the savior, the hope dude, and all this other shit. What did he do? He did exactly that. He sold hope, and he ain't do shit for us as a people. He did nothing. And people he can't do nothing specifically for black people. He had a bully pulpit. He could have said it. He could at least said something. He ain't do shit. Ain't do nothing. Now we're going to get a continuation of his presidency by Joe Biden. And I know something that people need to push for. The same way there's an age number, an age requirement you have to be in order to run for president. There needs to be an age requirement for you to be president. Nobody should be president of the United States over fucking 60 years old. Stop it. No. Damn that. Because how are you in touch? It's impossible. This motherfuckers in the Senate and the Congress still got flip phones. And that's a fact. Some of them know how to work the fucking internet. They've said it. But you interviewing and you prosecuting fucking when they had like the people from Facebook and AT&T. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, when you see them all together, them old establishment Democrats, don't they remind you of the Vampire Council in one of those movies? Like, the motherfuckers so goddamn old. They've been here for centuries.
I don't know. You know, you can't be getting into age discrimination.
Oh, age.
Why not?
I forgot age. We can't be age. We can't.
Why not?
We can't talk about the old people.
Because first of all, because how would you feel if you've gotten into your 60s and you still the same dude that you was 20, 30 years ago, and somebody say, hey, you can't do something or anything because you're 60?
Jay, how old are you?
That's my business.
No. I'm asking you a question. How old are you?
I didn't answer it.
Okay.
We ain't doing that.
Can Joe Biden relate to you in any type of way, being that he's 77? Please tell me.
78.
78.
You know, the only relation that I need from my president is to make sure he's running this country with all his faculties put together.
Well,
I ain't have a personal relationship with him.
That's a major problem because he ain't got that either.
That's hearsay.
No, it ain't. But my point, this is my point. My point is, there is no way, it is impossible for somebody 75 years old to be the president of the United States in the information age. It's impossible. How can somebody that is on be president of the United States?
I feel like if he did not have his if his mind was an issue, it would have been something known by now. I mean, look how far it got. He's president now. Like
no, and no, because this is something we talked about heavily. Joe Biden, put it like this, and I've said this numerous times. If Joe Biden would have ran for president right after Obama, it was cool. He was there. When you factor in Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden now, Bernie Sanders is still Bernie Sanders. We've watched Joe Biden get old.
Are they the same age? Biden and Bernie?
Like 2 years. It's about 2 years. But the point is, we've watched Joe Biden get old to the point where, because they've said it, it's been out there. Joe Biden got dementia or whatever the fuck that shit is. And
so first of all, old is a very negative connotation. I'd like not to use that. He is aged. Because we're all getting there. Let me tell you something. While we're sitting up here having this conversation, I went to the doctor today, right? So it's been bugging me, the fact that I go to take vitamins and on the bottle, I cannot read that little print. So I'm thinking that there's something wrong with my contacts or my glasses. I go to the doctor today. You know what she said?
What? Your eyes,
they're aging. Now, I told you, old is a negative connotation. We're going to say aging.
Your eyes are aging.
They're aging. And I'm so sensitive today now with age.
I see you sensitive.
Because I feel like she delivered a blow to me. And then, do you know what she told me to do? She said, okay. She said, so we're going to go through your exam, and I'm going to see if it's something that we should adjust your prescription for your eyes, your glasses, and your contacts. And I'm like, okay. And then I get to the end of the exam, and no, she don't have to make any adjustments. But she said, go to CVS and get you a pair of the Far Sight's +1 pound.
Hey, I've been told you should have had that LASIK surgery like I had. Been told you that.
When she told me that, I'm holding myself together, and she's laughing. She's so sweet. She is so sweet. I'm not gonna say who. I go up here in Larchmont, and I've been going to her for like 7 or 8 years now. And it's just like every time I look forward to seeing her, because she's such a great doctor, and she just give it to me like straight up, like don't cut any corners. And so when I went in there with my concern about my eyes, is something going on, and she's just like, Jay, you're aging. This is gonna happen to you in this age group. Now I ain't gonna say what age group that is. That ain't nobody's business but mine.
So do you have cataracts?
No, she actually see now what now?
I'm just asking. That's a legitimate question.
It is a legitimate question, and no, because you want to hear something? I brought that up too.
Hey, play that video.
Oh, hold on. My bad. Okay.
Wait. You're getting nervous, man. And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. I'm not sedentary. I get up and no, let him go. Let him go. Look, the reason I'm running is because I've been around a long time, and I know more than most people know, and I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape on? Let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do. Let's take
okay.
You've been to a caucus?
Push-ups.
No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were. Make sure make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. I'm beginning to see why your wife left you. No. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up. He said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330 and help me in this fight. Thank you very much.
I assume that was what texting.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. That's all.
Yeah.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men were, you know the thing.
You know the thing. What's the thing then, Joe? What are we?
Hey,
We're holding these truths to be.
that's why we don't let them out too often. It's like you got to keep. Hey, what was on Friday? Mama cooking over the stove. Remember
You
that?
better go get your mama. And then they doing the butterfly in front of them.
But that right there, like the shift, like y'all gotta really think about it. There was a major shift from 45 being in office because he was constantly out there. People for 4 years, people got used to him being on Twitter or saying something stupid for 4 straight every day. His name was in the news cycle every day.
Every day.
Now you have a president who can't distinguish between his wife and his sister. And you go, Jay, you don't believe me? Go look it up.
I haven't heard of that. I don't know.
It ain't no herd. It's you gonna see it. He did not know the difference between his wife and his sister, and they were right next to each other.
Oh no.
So if you have somebody like that, you got to think about it. The Democrats know they have a person in office who ain't all up there. They know that. So they're keeping them away from the camera as much as humanly possible because you got the fact that he's losing his mind. That's a fact. And 2, he's always known to say something stupid. His whole political career, he's done that. So when you got that dynamic, it's not good because it's going to be like, oh shit, why the hell did we vote for him? So they doing their best to keep him away from the camera. Everything you could tell the tweets ain't him. That's somebody. That's the PR team and all that shit.
I mean, you heard what he said. He said we know that poor kids are just as smart as white kids. You ain't hear him say it on that little clip.
Yeah. No, I remember when he said it, period. It was weird then and it's weird now.
The sad part is when people have the mindset, I'm going to vote for the lesser of 2 evils. And what you end up is getting that as the lesser of the 2 evils. That's why, to me, that's a major problem. That's why
I take it you're not satisfied with Biden.
I've said it from the beginning.
Would you have been okay with Trump another 4 years?
Let me say this to you. I'm gonna say this like I've always said. Trump, Pence, horse shit. Biden, Harris, dog shit. I don't vote for shit. I've been saying that from the beginning. Either way, it don't matter.
So what type of leadership in Food's world? Who and what exactly do you think it would be the perfect situation in your world? What would you like to see happen?
I would like to see, even across the board, I would like to see motherfuckers come in and actually do something. That's why, even though I knew it wasn't going to happen because he's against the establishment, I would have wanted to see the experiment of Bernie Sanders. I would have wanted to see the experiment of Elizabeth Warren. Hell, I would have taken the experiment of Andrew Yang.
You may not have to wait too long for Yang. What about you, Jermaine? In your world, like what is it you would like to see happen? Like if you could have it your way.
I mean, I know that the president is just a figurehead, so it makes no difference who's in that seat. They're going to get their cues from who they get their cues from, and that's not from the American people.
So you agree that it doesn't matter who's actually like president. We're going to find something wrong to complain about.
Well, no, it doesn't matter who's in the seat. They're going to continue to do. They're going to continue being the CEO of this corporation called the United States.
And that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying you could have it your way. What would you want to see happen?
No president.
You want us to govern ourselves?
Yep. I mean, because Congress and the Senate, they're making the real decisions anyway. So we have a Congress, and we're able to hold to a certain extent Congress supposedly able to hold them accountable supposedly, But
no, I mean it's funny because I was recently watching the George Washington documentary on I think it's on History or PBS, one of those documentary apps or whatever. And that's actually how we were running before there was president. It was just a House and a Senate and Congress or whatever. There wasn't a president. He actually started it. And he didn't want it at all. But it was something that they thought that we needed. And I've always been curious, like, why do we need presidents? Why do countries need,
the same why people need a preacher in the church.
Why though? Why is that necessary? I've never even thought that was necessary personally.
Because people think most people have an innate nature to be led by somebody,
Right.
or be saved by somebody.
Agreed.
So you think you need an intercessor between, well, this is just a church analogy. You don't need an intercessor between you and God or your creator, whatever you call him. You don't need a middleman.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just curious, because we do talk about politics a lot, and sometimes we do go hard, sometimes we don't. I know I am for the most part, but I've always been curious, like, if I could have it my way, how would I want, this country to be run? And I'm kind of with you. I really don't think it's necessary to have a president.
Oh.
You have the people and you have representatives from each state and you have a Senate and you have the House or whatever. And
guess what? Each one of those representatives, if you live in that state, you can go and physically touch them.
Yep.
We can go have a protest in front of your house.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
Anywho, so that's pretty much all that's been going on this week. I think we touched on it pretty good. So anything else y'all want to say before we jump off?
No, that's pretty much it. It really wasn't much happening this week.
Yeah.
Other than the Coming to America too, and everybody getting ready for that. What's funny?
Nah, I'm just laughing. Danny, she's here now, so you're ready to go in here. You're ready to go in here and pop this popcorn.
So you guys are gonna have popcorn and.
Yeah, I'm gonna treat it like we in the theater, and since I'm in the house, I can't I'm not gonna throw no popcorn at the screen because I don't want to clean that shit up. Rather do that.
You got the Goobers, you got Twizzlers.
Yeah,
all that shit.
Yeah.
Only the popcorn. Gonna make fresh.
Okay.
How do you making it fresh? How?
And some little machine thing I got from Target is only $18.
Okay, so you got your popcorn maker.
Or Papa, yeah. I'm gonna do it because as you know, I don't. For everybody out there, I don't use microwaves at all. I haven't used one in about 15 years, if not longer than that. So yeah.
Wow.
I don't rock with microwave at all. Zero.
Why not? What's wrong with the microwave?
Because it changes the molecular structure of the food. That's probably why cancer is so goddamn high, because too many people just used it, not ask those types of questions. I don't fuck with the microwave at all.
Do you guys have? So what all do you have? You do the oven? Do you have like the toaster oven and?
Toaster oven is a super backup, but top of the stove oven. That's the way I want with my food.
Okay. No air fryer. Y'all ain't got no air fryer over there?
Got one, but don't really use it like that.
You need to use it.
I swear by it. It's life for me. I actually got rid of my toaster oven when I got the air fryer. That's how serious I got about it.
Oh, you have you seen Jay?
Yeah, I've seen yeah.
Like this and say hi.
Hi, Danny.
Yeah.
Hi.
So
hi. I don't think I've ever seen her before. Come on, let me see.
That's why I asked her.
Let me meet her officially.
Hi.
How are you, darling?
I'm good.
Good. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So you only use the air fryer to reheat food, or?
Because it used to be like I used to have a nice size toaster oven, and then I'm like now in a smaller apartment, and so I had to get rid of a lot of stuff, and so I got an air fryer, and it does everything. I hosted a whole barbecue in this air fryer. I'm serious. I know that's funny, right? But I did. I had burgers. I did ribs in it, sausages. I did everything in this air fryer, and I still do everything. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can do everything in the air fryer.
Let me tell you. You could do.
I can see that. Wow.
You can dehydrate your fruits in it. Me and Jermaine have the same one, and I raved on it so much. I was like, bro, you need this. I went to Augusta and I took him one. You have this. This is great. It's a ninja. It's everything. And so reheating food, I'm kind of like you, like with the microwave. I hardly never use it. Like if I'm gonna steam vegetables that's already, in the packages or whatever, yeah, I'll put that in the microwave. But for the most part, everything goes into the air fryer. Love it.
I use the fuck out of that microwave.
See what I'm saying?
Beep, 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 beep.
That's how you sit back and wait.
Just like this.
We're mad that it's taking too long.
Mad.
And it's funny because I never knew that about microwave, so I'll probably really stop using it and just even you can even take your frozen stuff and put it in the air fryer. No problem. I just have to take it out of the packaging.
I firmly believe, without any scientific proof, if everybody stopped using microwaves, I guarantee you people's health will probably start getting better. Collectively, overall, I would honestly believe that, because it's a lot to me. It's a lot to that, and that was something nobody didn't tell me this. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. And then I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to do that shit. It just takes a little long, because my whole thing with the microwave and warming up your food is, if you do it on the stove, it just takes a little bit longer.
True.
Man, you trying to take convenience out of people, like, man, that ain't
gonna work. That is not gonna work for folks. We need convenience stores.
Hey,
so imagine us in our own homes.
let's log on 6 o'clock Monday so we can.
That's why kids don't have patience these days.
Yeah.
They go to regular restaurants and they're like, I just ordered the food. Why isn't it here already? It needs to be at the table.
Right.
Like, you gotta cook it, honey.
And then they be mad when they find out the restaurant popping their shit in the microwave and they get there quick. Like,
yes.
Damn, that shit got here fast. And then it's tough. Yeah, we popped it in the microwave.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm telling you, Danny, if you haven't tried it, try the air fryer. You'll know. I've done steak in it, roasts. I mean, I've done everything. I think you would like, especially if you guys don't use the microwave. I really think you would enjoy the air fryer.
I want to try that.
Chicken wings.
Everything.
I've done chicken wings, and I made yuca fries. I think it was yuca.
Jermaine,
yeah.
I'm bugging that you naming meat and your ass ain't eating meat no more.
Right.
How's that going?
He said it with such conviction, like he can taste it.
Yeah, I know. I can just imagine it. That's all.
So how many weeks has it been?
It's almost 2 months.
Yep.
Oh wow. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, me too.
I'm good though. I don't miss it at all.
You don't?
I mean, it's crazy, and I've never done it, but the conversations that I've had with people, they pretty much said you can season shit the same way you season the meat, and kind of once you get used to the texture, you won't miss it once you make that transition. So,
but I don't do the fake meat shit either. I told my wife the other day, I'm like, if it ain't real meat, I'm not doing that Beyond Meat and all that. They making sausages and all kinds of stuff. Nah, fuck that. If I ain't eating real meat, I'm just not gonna eat it. So it's just a mind thing for me. Anything is a mind thing for me. So once I put my mind to it.
I've done the cauliflower, where they're supposed to be like chicken wings or something like that. I did that before with cauliflower, where you fry the nutritional yeast. Like Fu said, if you season it up, it tastes really good. I ended up eating a whole head of cauliflower because it's so damn good. But
yeah, I've seen videos on Instagram with this. I always forget her name, but she's like a regular vlogger, and she shows you how to do bacon out of carrots.
Huh?
Yes, it's carrots. You take the carrot and you do the thin slices and you season it like bacon. And she said it's better than bacon, and I'm like, get out of here, man.
Of course, that's what she gonna say.
It's better than bacon.
Right, you're gonna make yourself think that.
Right. Jay, what you can do is and you can experiment with it, but you're gonna have to really experiment. You can get some jackfruit.
Oh, I've done jackfruit before. I'm not a big fan of it.
The wrap.
I've done it before. I've tried it.
It was a spot here that had a jackfruit wrap. That shit was amazing.
Really?
Yes.
So wait, are you guys vegetarian too or no?
Carnivores.
Okay. Yeah, carnivore. Yeah, you said that other day. I forgot.
Yeah, I just don't eat pork. I don't eat pork at all.
Yeah, I've lately, for the past few months, I've been pescatarian, so just like fish or whatever. But ever so often, I've got to I do bison as my, instead of like beef or steak or whatever. I've been doing bison and mainly stuff like cod and shrimp and crab, like that sort of thing. So I've been kind of pescatarian. I like it. I think it's so much easier on your gut. And honey, just for a little bit.
Yeah,
I love me some wings.
I got me some sea moss now too. So hey,
what sea moss?
Jermaine finna be back. I'm about to be back down to 205. Y'all gonna be like, yo, Jermaine on something.
So you said 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock for Monday?
Yeah, 6. So we can kind of talk on this subject these subjects we're gonna talk about.
Sure, and Tanya's going to be with us, right?
Yeah, Tanya's going to be on it. I shared the post, and I kind of put just said, if you got any topics that y'all want us to talk about, to comment. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So
I look forward to it.
I sent it to Kaid, so he's on board. So
okay, so it'll be
what I could and I'll go ahead and schedule. I'll go ahead and schedule for the 22nd and the 26th too, so we'll have them and we can have them ready. So you can go ahead and get them to Kaba and get them to the therapist. All right. So then they can go ahead and do their thing, and I guess go ahead and got to do the flyers and all of that.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll do. Yeah, once I get everything, I know you said to go ahead and use whatever from his website. So I'll do that and I'll get that going because I feel like that one is people are gonna love it.
From whose website?
I mean, I'm gonna love it.
From Kaba's web. Well, he said that's in the email.
Yeah.
So just use those attachments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did.
He sent attachments in the email.
Cool beans. All right. Well, listen, you guys enjoy Coming to America too.
Enjoy the movie.
It's gonna be great.
Hey,
Danny.
Sure I hear about it.
Danny, watch it with an open mind. That's all I'm saying.
I'm good. My mom said she kind of liked it. She wouldn't write it in the dark because it was some dark moments and she got sleepy, but she's older. So.
I've seen it twice and I'm gonna watch it again tonight.
We think me and her think differently. So I already know where I'm at with it, and believe me, as soon as it's over, my opinion will be on social media.
I'll be looking out for it.
And I'll make sure I tag both of y'all and say, but I'm gonna say
be honest now.
That it's gonna be honest. Don't get it twisted. It is 30 years later, so I'm gonna throw that in there. But I'm gonna give my point. No, I'm not. I'm gonna wait till Monday. I'm gonna say something on social media, but I'm gonna hold what I want to say until we do the show on Monday.
All right, cool.
Works for me.
All right, guys.
All right, y'all. Good night.
All right, nice meeting you. Bye.
Nice meeting you too.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.